over the years, motivational speakers have become wackier and wackier. Back in the day, when you would watch a motivational speaker, maybe they would say something along the lines of, oh, well, this is how you work out. You go to the gym and you're in a calorie deficit. Or, they would just say something that's actually motivational. They would tell you, like, oh, don't let your dreams be dreams or something like that. But now, motivational speakers these days are getting wackier and wackier, seemingly by the day. I mean, you have guys out here that are borderline basically telling you if you go about your day and you soil your britches, you'll be so much more productive because the soil in your britches will make you want to move at a faster pace. I mean, literally stuff like that. There's people out here just saying the wackiest things unimaginable. And today we're going to be talking about a certain one in particular, and that is going to be Ed Millett. Now, Ed Millett basically is, I don't know a lot about him, I'm not going to lie. But from what I've gathered is he's a older gentleman who works out and is attempting to be a motivational speaker. And I don't know how true this is, or if he was just, joshing a little bit, I guess you could say, in this interview he did. But he claims he manipulates time. He bends it to his own reality, according to him. So let's go ahead and watch that.
My day is 6 a.m. to noon, and I'm not crazy. You're crazy for thinking it takes 24 hours, just like some dude in the cave did 300 years ago. My second day starts at noon and goes till 6 p.m. That's day 2. And then the next day is 6 p.m. to midnight. What I've done now is I have changed and manipulated time. I now get 21 days a week. Stack that up over a month, I'm gonna kick your butt. Stack it up over a year, you're toast. Stack it up over 5 years, my entire life is different than it would have been otherwise.
So apparently this absolute unit of a man believes that he is essentially manipulating the timetables and, manipulating the sun around his palm. He has it in the grasp of his hand, and he's like a ancient wizard looking at it. Ha, 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 ha. Look how much I manipulate time. And it's just so wacky to me that he actually believes this. Like, he says his day starts from 6 a.m. to noon, then from noon to 6, then like 6 to midnight or whatever. And like, it's literally so crazy because basically all this guy really did was discover what a day was. He didn't really do anything like substantial. Now, if he came out and he was like, oh, my life hack for being more productive is I'll wake up at 6 a.m., I'll work until noon, I'll take a 2-hour nap, that gives me enough energy, and then I can work for another 6 hours, and then I'll take another 2-hour nap, and I'll work for another 6 hours. Okay, I could probably believe that. He goes to bed at like exactly midnight, and he takes 2-hour naps in between basically 6 hours of working. Okay, fair enough. But what I can't believe is that he genuinely thinks that he is getting more days a week than the average person because he just thinks that 6 hours equals 1 day. Now, if he made some sort of argument about how, oh, well, 24 hours shouldn't be a day and maybe got some good points, okay, cool. But 6 hours? 6 hours? So his day, apparently, according to what he says, is most people's work shift is 1 to 2 days for him. So that's why he's kicking our butts, guys. By the time you're done with 1 day of work, he's already worked 8. Sorry to tell you that. It's impossible to compete with that. Like, with that logic, it's just impeccable. It's one of those things where you just gotta rethink your life and how much you're doing in life. Because how else are you supposed to live your life if you're not working 21 days a week for 6 hours a day? Yeah, and to all the people out there that work those 12-hour shifts or longer, apparently you're working 2 days straight, according to this man. So maybe you should just start manipulating time like he does. You should just start telling your supervisors, hey, yeah, so according to my calculations, after my 6 hours in this shift, I can't work anymore because the day's over. I gotta go home and take an 8-hour nap. I'll be back at midnight tonight. Absolute Chad. You might be asking, well, maybe this was just one silly little thing he said on one podcast. No, he says this a lot. He says this unironically a lot. Like, this is like his motivational seller that if you try, you can bend and manipulate time at your own free will. Let's play it.
I believe you can bend and manipulate time. I don't buy into a 24-hour day. That's an archaic time frame. I have 3 8-hour days in a day. I get 21 days in a week. 21 days in a week. And so my first day is 6 a.m. to noon. And in that day, we've all had that day where we go, man, I've got more by 8 a.m. done than I've done in a week. That should be every day if you want it to be. It's your expectation of time. Here's the thing. When something is scarce, it's more valuable, okay? So that's why a diamond is worth more than a piece of paper, because it's more scarce. When your time becomes more scarce, it becomes more valuable, and other people treat you with more value.
So according to what he's saying in this video is because your time is so valuable, because a diamond is more valuable than a paper, like, absolute shocker. That means that you can bend and manipulate time as you please, and it doesn't really matter because nobody can tell you you can't, I guess. Like I said, if he was maybe selling somewhere, it was like, or saying something along the lines where it's like, yeah, I started at like 5, 6 a.m., go to 12, take an hour nap, 2-hour nap, and then I work for another 6 hours, I'd say that could make it probably pretty productive, right? Because you're basically getting 2 full 6-hour shifts with maximum energy, more than likely. But when you start talking in semantics of like how your time is like equivalent to a diamond to paper and how you're manipulating time because you're delusional on how a day works, you're just getting to the point where I don't know why anybody would buy stuff from this guy. Like, just in general, like, it's an actually goober way to like go about it. I could just imagine this guy sells a $300 course on how to manipulate time and how to make money in the manipulated time. So I guess if you want powers of time and space, then make sure you check out Ed Millet, because he will probably teach you how to manipulate time and space so that way you can be a transcendent being. But yeah, that's all I really wanted to rant about today, was this absolute goofball that I kind of ended up seeing on my feed. And I've seen a lot of these guys' things, like, just motivational speakers that are insanely cringe, so maybe we'll talk about more of those in the future. But I hope you guys enjoyed. Don't forget to subscribe. Have a wonderful night. Peace.